of Tuesday, June the 11th. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Seeger.
Here.
McInnes.
Here.
Truxillo.
Here.
Doherty.
Here.
Narcisse. Arsamont.
Here.
Gaines.
Here.
Martino.
Here.
Walker.
Here.
Troncoso.
Here.
Milligan.
Here.
Accardo. Mr. Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you. All right, public announcements. Please silence all phones and electronic devices. If you disagree with a decision this commission makes, you have the right to appeal it to the council. Appeal forms are on the railing to my right, and you fill one out and turn it in to staff. Speaker cards, same thing. If you wish to speak on an item, either for or against, you need to fill out a speaker card and turn it into staff, and they will get it up here to the commission. Public speaking, 10 minutes each side, 5 minutes for rebuttal. You're welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting, or you can exit the building. Please rise for the invocation by Commissioner Seeger and the pledge by Commissioner Troncoso.
Heavenly Father, Grand Architect of the universe, we beseech your continued blessings upon the citizens, elected officials, employees, and this commission of St. Tammany Parish. May we realize that your all-seeing eye is upon us and be influenced by the Spirit of truth, that we might enjoy thy divine approbations here below. Dear God, grant us the faith of Job, the strength of Samson, and the wisdom of Solomon as we endeavor to positively influence the policies of our fair parish for the good of all of its citizens. Let the world, and especially St. Tammany Parish, be a better place for us being here. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Ms. Helen, we got any postponements?
You gonna do the minutes first?
The minutes.
Oh, I'll go back and get them. We'll get that, let me get the minutes and then we'll, in your packets, there was a copy of the minutes from the previous meeting. Hopefully you had an opportunity to read them. If there's any corrections, please let me know. Normally there's not. Commissioner Arsamont.
I make a motion that we approve minutes as handed to us.
Okay. Commissioner Truxillo.
I second.
Second by Commissioner Truxillo. Please vote.
I think I'm missing one vote. All right, never mind. Motion to accept the minutes as written carries.
Thank you. Now, Helen, we'll go with any postponements.
So we have a request, page number 2, item number 4, 2024-3838 MSP. The owner, Mr. Lusto, is still working on a configuration of the lots and would like to request postponement for 1 month.
Okay. Let me read it into the records and then we will see if there's any others. This is 2024-3838-MSP. It's a minor subdivision of 15.906 acres into parcels A, B, and C. The owner and representative is John and Roxanne Lusto. Surveyor John Cummings and Associates. Parish Council District Representative Honorable Larry Rowling. General location, the property is located on the north of Johnson Road east of Louisiana Highway 437, Ward 3, District 2. Commissioner Gaines.
Helen, did they request just 30 days or?
Just 30 days, yes,
Okay,
that's
make a
correct.
motion to postpone for 30 days.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Gaines to postpone for 30 days. Commissioner Seeger.
I'd like to amend that to make it 1 month instead of 30 days, so we're not tied into that. Sure. And I'll second that motion,
Okay,
if that's,
John, that's all right with you? Okay. All right, so we've got a motion and a second to postpone this for 1 month. Please vote.
Motion to postpone for 1 month carries.
Thank you. Helen?
No other request.
The first one, the revocation, it's noted that the staff's requesting a postponement.
Yes, they're looking to revoke the portion of right-of-way. We actually just received a letter of no objection from the utility company. So the planning staff has no
No
objection to
objection
it.
at this time?
Correct.
Paul, you handling this case?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Yeah, let me read it into the record and then we'll get going on it. This is item 1. It's REV 24-06-004. Revocation of an unopened portion of G Street located south of 9th Avenue, west of Landry Kate Lane between Square 97 and 98 in Alexisville subdivision is delineated on map number 171B. This is Ward 3, District 2. The applicant is Martin Development LLC, Parish Council District Representative, Honorable Larry Rawlings. Paul?
Thank you, Mr. Daugherty. Members of the commission, Paul Marone on behalf of Martin Development LLC. Martin Development and Mr. Mike Martin, who's here with me today, owns Square 97A, which you'll see in your packet, and which is adjacent to G Street. The request is to revoke G Street. We have letters of no objection from the property owners that are to the west. We were delayed a little bit in getting the letter of no objection from Utilities, Inc. of Louisiana that has a sewer force main in that right-of-way. But Mr. Alex Williams, their general manager, was able to provide that for us with the understanding that we will have a servitude that will be granted back to them over that sewer line, so they'll have the ability to access and maintain it. We've agreed to that, and that servitude is actually reflected on the plat that you see before you. We are asking to revoke this to be able to assimilate it into the square that is next to it. That is Mr. Martin's intent to construct his office at the southwest corner of that square. The square will make about 4 different parcels. He'll be occupying the southwest corner adjacent to G Street, and we would like to assimilate this property into the square for that purpose. I would also point out that with regards to north and south of this site, it is not a right-of-way that is needed for access. If there's going to be additional north and south access in this vicinity, it is most likely to occur at Landry Kate Lane, which is just to the east, a portion of which is already into the south, and it appears that there's clearing to the north as well that would facilitate any additional north-south roadways. So with that being said, we'd respectfully request your consideration to revoke this portion of G Street. And if there are any questions, I'll be happy to answer them at the appropriate time. But thank you.
Okay, thank you, Paul. Anyone in the audience wish to speak in favor on this revocation? Anyone wish to speak against? I'm going to close it to the public and bring it back to the commission. Commissioner McInnes.
This could be for either Paul or staff. Maybe I have a lack of imagination, but I'm not sure how some of these lots would be accessed without having that become a street. Uh-huh. But how would, like, say that lot be accessed? I don't get it. There's other lots in the way.
These lots are all like this, so he's gonna combine all of this together. I'm looking upside down. You see, so he would, 9th Street is open, all this is facing 9th Street, so he's gonna take this and this is all those streets are open. This is all open. You can travel that right now.
But this is open.
So this is a major, this takes you to 190.
So it's no problem that Bird Lane isn't going to continue.
No, because Landry Gate is open here, so they'll be able to access from here and Landry Gate.
Okay. Well, if you guys don't object, I'm not going to. I understand now.
Okay. All right.
It'll prevent a street in that one block, but there's access around it.
Okay.
So I move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner McInnes to approve. Commissioner Troncoso.
Second.
Okay, second by Commissioner Troncoso. Please vote.
Motion to approve carries.
Thank you. All right, we go to minor subdivisions. This is item 2 on the agenda. The case is 2024-3813 MSP, minor subdivision of parcel A into parcels A1 and A2. Owner and representative is EJM Real Estate LLC, Dustin and Amy Dixon. Surveyor is Land Surveying LLC. Parish Council District Representative, Honorable Martha Casabon. General location, the property is located on the south side of McDonald Road and on the east side of Budds Lane, Covington, Ward 1, District 3. Staff?
The applicant is requesting to create 2 parcels. Parcel A1 will be 1 acre and parcel A2 will be 13.31 acres. The minor subdivision request requires a public hearing due to parcel A was originally created through a minor subdivision approved in September 2017 and therefore requiring a public hearing for the current request, and also proposed parcel A2 does not meet the minimum lot width of 300 feet required under the A1 suburban district designation and requiring a waiver from the Planning Commission, and it should be subject to items 1 and 2.
Okay, thank you. Yes, ma'am, you are?
I'm Amy Dixon for EJM Real Estate.
Good evening.
You read the case. We just are looking to subdivide a larger piece of property to a smaller so that my mother can build a house on it. We also own an adjoining piece of property. That original subdivision Helen just spoke of broke up a large parcel into 4. We own 2 of those 4, so they abut as the owners of both parcels. We're not concerned necessarily about the 300-foot requirement, but recognize the need for the council to approve a waiver for that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone in the audience wish to speak in favor of this item? Anyone wish to speak against? I'm going to close it to the public and bring it back to the commission. Commissioner McInnes.
This area is in the Goodby area, so I was able to drive by this afternoon, and it's McDonald Road's a dead-end road, but you can see the parcels there's several like 1 acre size parcels. So I was curious that it was already zoned A2, but this 1 acre, but so that it looks like there was some earlier plan to carve out this lot, but I see no problem with it. So, excuse me. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move to approve with the waivers. I will point out, it can be kind of wet in that area, so
That
build.
1 acre is the driest of the 15.
Okay,
so
well,
we're
I was
good.
going to say, build high.
We are.
Pierce is a wonderful thing. You never regret it. But, so, that's all I have.
Thank you.
All right, Commissioner Truxillo.
I agree with my colleague. I second.
Second by Commissioner Truxillo. Any further discussion? Please vote.
Motion to approve with waivers carries.
Thank you. All right, we go to page 2, item 3. Case is 2024-3818 MSP. It's a minor subdivision of Lot F2 into Lots F2A and F2B. Owner and representative is Charles Simonson. Surveyor is Low Engineers. Parish Council District Representative, Honorable Cheryl Tanner. General location, the property is located on the east side of Fauntleroy Road, north of Sanders Road, Covington, Ward 10, District 6. Staff?
The applicant is requesting to create 2 5-acre parcels or 5-acre lots, Lot F2A and F2B from the existing Lot F2. And the minor subdivision request requires a public hearing due to lots F2A and F2B do not meet the minimum lot width of 200 feet required under the A1 Suburban Zoning District and requiring a waiver from the Planning Commission. And the approval should be subject to items 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, sir. And you are?
Charles Simonson.
Okay. You have anything else to add to staff's comments?
Subdividing it. Gino Loberto on my left approached me. He wanted to buy the whole property. And I really wasn't ready to sell the whole property, so we'll sell him half as soon as it's subdivided. And I haven't met the fellow on the right, but he's already expressed an interest in buying the other half. So the frontage on both of them is going to actually get larger, and that's how it should play out.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Anyone in the audience wish to speak in favor of this item? Anyone wish to speak against? I'm going to close it to the public and bring it back to the commission. Commissioner Seeger.
I move to approve with waivers.
Motion by Commissioner Seeger to approve with waiver. Commissioner McInnes.
Mr. Simonson?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I understanding that each parcel is being purchased by the adjacent landowner?
Definitely the one on the left for sure. We've been trying to get that done since January-ish. The one on the right, I've heard through Gino that the other fellow wants it.
I see.
Because he's already built his house. They're both looking for a little more buffer from neighbors. Also, it's pretty wet in the back.
I was going to bring that up.
Well, I said, oh, Gino, you want half? Take the back. He wanted to just be able to store things back there. I said, take the back half. And he gave me a tour, and it's a swamp back there.
Mm-hmm.
The parish was nice enough to put a big pipe from the opposite side of the street, which I didn't realize that water flowed through that big pipe onto our land. Pretty heavy. Fortunately, Gino is in the business of making ditches. So he made a rather 3-foot wide, 3-foot ditch kind of on our property line, and he may want to move that to get that water from across the street to the back of the property. He's already done some, through the back of my property anyhow, some ditching to help the people on the right. He's been a pretty good neighbor trying to get that, and I think it all ends up flowing into the Abita River.
It does, and that
At
was
the
just
back.
going to bring up this.
Well, that's why he wanted front and back. He just didn't want the back.
Yeah.
Once he showed me what was going on, when I bought it, I had no idea. Nothing had been developed there, and I had no idea what it was
Yeah,
like.
the long, narrow lot gives you half of it is high ground, and the other half is for a nature walk.
Yeah, swamping.
But I just wanted to point out, you could point out to them that the more trees they can save and the more sediment they can prevent running off, because it does go to the Abita River, and that goes through a nature preserve, the Nature Conservancy's property. It goes through Money Hill and through the Abita Flatwoods Preserve, and so it's a beautiful river, and we like to keep it that way. So
Yeah, no, I think they don't plan on developing the property. They just really want a buffer, as best I can tell. You know, these guys have now built houses. They got a pond, little pond. Gino's got a little pond in the front. Keep that a bit drier, and a big pond in the back to help keep that part dry. And then, like I say, the back, very last of the back's just going to be feeding into the river. I don't think they're going to do any development. I don't think either one. They just want a buffer from street and neighbors.
sounds great.
And
Well,
I was hoping my youngest daughter and her son might relocate North Shore when I bought this years and years ago. They've opted for Folsom. I'm not Folsom, I'm sorry, over in Alabama. So
Oh.
he's an Alabama boy, so it's time to let it go.
best laid plans. Well, I will second the motion by my colleague, Commissioner Seeger,
Okay, and that's with the waiver, right?
with the waivers.
Okay. All right, we have a motion and a second on this with the waiver. Please vote.
The motion to approve with waivers carries.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Appreciate Helen helping out.
Have a good evening, sir. All right, we go to item 5, minor subdivision. This is case number 2024-3847-MSP. It's a minor subdivision of parcels A1, A2, and A5 into parcels A1A, A2A, A5A, and A5B. Owner and representative is S&L Properties of Mandeville LLC, Nicholas Sparacio, HFM Services LLC. Surveyor is Nobles and Associates LLC. Parish Council District Representative, Honorable Cheryl Tanner. General location, the property is located on the north side of Louisiana Highway 21 and on the east and west sides of Fletcher Way and Bush, Ward 5, District 6. Staff?
The applicant is requesting to create 2 parcels from the existing parcel A5. The minor subdivision request requires a public hearing due to newly created parcels A2A, A5A, and A5B are proposed to be accessed from the private drive known as Fletcher Way, and a reconfiguration of parcel A1 to remove the original 35-foot private access servitude from the property boundary, and instead of placing the servitude within the boundaries of parcel A2A to be created as a flag lot. And the approval should be subject to items 1, 2, and 3. I'd like to invite you to maybe take a look of the currently approved minor subdivision, which shows that the parcel was proposed to be created as 5 lots, and now basically we're removing parcel A1 from the original minor subdivision and creating a flag lot with parcel A2A, and basically also subdividing parcel A5 into 2 parcels. So you will still have just 5 parcels using the private drive, and then parcel A1A will have a direct access on Highway 21 Military Road.
Okay. You have anything to add, sir?
No, sir, just if y'all had any questions, but it's
Okay.
just like
All
Mr.
right.
Lambert said. So,
Let's see, you're I think the last person in the audience. Carlos, you don't have any comment, do you?
No, sir.
Okay. I'm going to bring it back to the commission. Commissioner McInnes.
All right. I just have a couple of comments. I don't see any issues with this, but I just wanted to point out a couple of environmental comments. One is that this has got some, of course, I know some of it's been recently timbered, it looked like on the aerial, but it's a wonderful area. There's a lot of residual longleaf pine in this area, and that's a really special tree, the longleaf pine habitat. So if you have those are that's what it was historically, was all longleaf pine. So you might want to bone up on that. And another is not too far south, on the other side of Highway 21, is a 1,300-acre wetland mitigation bank that is restoring the longleaf pine habitat, the Waldheim Mitigation Bank. And it, so it'll be a conservation area as far as, you're concerned, but you will occasionally see smoke from prescribed fires because it's a fire-maintained ecosystem. So just pointing that out.
Yes, ma'am. We've actually walked, me and my wife, the longleaf pine area before you get to Money Hill.
The Abita Flatwoods
Yeah, the
Preserve? Yeah, the
Flatwoods,
boardwalk there?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
when we bought the property, had been timbered, and we preserved all the middle section that they worked around.
I
And
saw that.
That's the last parcel we're splitting, me and my partner in SNL. So we actually saved those pieces for us, just for that occasion. So
Oh, good, good. Okay, well, I move to approve with waivers.
Motion by Commissioner McInnes to approve with waivers.
And also watch that traffic on Highway 21.
Commissioner Gaines,
Second with waivers?
second with waivers. Any further discussion? Please vote.
Motion to approve with waivers carries.
thank you, Ms. Lambert, for arguing.
All right, we go to final subdivision review. This is item 6 on the agenda. It's case 2024-3833-FP. This is Terabella subdivision, phase 1A13. Developer owners, Terabella Group LLC. Engineer and surveyor is Kelly McHugh and Associates. Parish Council District Representative, Honorable Richard Smith and Honorable Martha Casabon. General location, the property is located on the north side of Louisiana Highway 1085, west of Bricker Road, Covington, Ward 1, Districts 1 and 3. Staff?
Yes, sir. Periodic inspections have been made by this office during construction, and the final inspection was made on May 29th, 2024. The inspection disclosed that all of the asphalt and concrete roads are constructed and the subsurface drainage is functioning. The following uncompleted items, numbers 1 through 3, existed at the time of final inspection and will be completed before plats are signed. Should the Planning Commission approve a request for the final approval, a warranty obligation will be required for the infrastructure in the amount of 3,950 linear feet at $22 per linear foot for the asphalt roads, for a total of $86,900, and 2,520 linear feet at $25 per linear foot for the concrete roads, for a total of $63,000, for a total warranty obligation of $149,900 for a period of 2 years. Additionally, no mandatory development fees are required at this time, since the developer has entered into a voluntary developmental agreement and has paid all current fees in accordance with Council Ordinance Series number 07-1511. The next payment will be due upon the filing for final plat of Phase 2. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Marone.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, member of the commission, Paul Marone on behalf of Terabella Group LLC, which is the owner and developer of Terabella subdivision. I am pleased to report that the 3 outstanding items listed in your staff report have been satisfactorily completed. The first, there were 4 plat corrections or revisions that needed to be made. Those are all done and have been completed by Mr. McHugh's office. The clear water test has been procured and provided, and the letter of acceptance from the utility company has also been provided. So, to my knowledge, there are no other outstanding items, and would respectfully request your approval for final subdivision for Phase 1A13 of Terabella.
Thank you, Mr. Marone. Well, you're the last citizen in the chamber, so I'm going to close it to the public and bring it back to the commission. Commissioner McInnes.
here I am again. Paul, I have a question, just out of curiosity. I know there's the large conservation servitude that's on this property.
Yes.
What, almost 200 acres, or? It's big, anyway.
It's big. I'm not quite
I don't
sure it's
know,
that
yeah.
big, but it's
big.
over 100 acres for sure.
This phase is close to that. It may not touch it exactly. But I'm just wondering, is there any access from this phase?
So, make sure I give you correct information. So the conservation servitude property, I believe if you look at the top of your plat, you see the existing pond? You see that designation?
Mm-hmm.
So that pond, or on the other side of that pond, is part of the conservation area, which then runs all the way to the river. And there is access, as I recall, there are 2 ponds, and there is an access way between those ponds, I believe. It's been a little while since I've been out to that area, and there are trails. At one point, those trails were accessible not only by foot, but a portion of them by golf cart. But there were some foot trails that went all the way back to the river and so forth. It was really very nice back there. And to my knowledge, that's all still intact.
But you have to access it from, what's that road? Is it Russo Road?
No. You can access it. So if you see that northern road, I think it's Chrétien Point Avenue. If I'm reading that correctly. If you were to follow, I want to make sure I'm telling you, yes, if you were to follow that around to the west, there are access ways that would allow you to walk to the north into those conservation areas. You don't have to go all the way to Russo.
Okay. Well, that's good. I just think it fits what Terabella is all about.
And if you remember, I'm just thinking now, you kind of caught me off guard a little bit. So there's the river, and then there's the branch. There's the timber branch that runs on the north side of that conservation area.
Oh.
So and really where the point where the soap and tallow branch runs and ties into the little Chifuncta River is on this property and is within the conservation servitude area.
So, and there's that park is shown on the map. Is that going to be planted or landscaped?
Yes, that it's landscaped. I believe that park is already in and is landscaped, and I'm not sure what other amenities they have there, but that's not part of the conservation area. It's part of the development footprint.
Right. And then there'll be those other phases on the original PUD. They're still planned?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm going to move to approve. Are there any waivers?
No. Don't believe so.
And I'll see what my other commissioners say.
All right. Commissioner Arsalan.
Second your motion.
Yeah. No, she did not make a motion.
Oh, she did not make a motion.
No.
Yes, she did. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I didn't hear it then.
Yeah.
So we've got a motion by Commissioner McInnes, second by Commissioner Arsalan. Anything else? Commissioner Gaines.
I was just going to say, Paul, congratulations. You took about 30 seconds to present that initial, and I was going to give you a thumbs up. So thank you very much for that one.
All right. Commissioner Truxillo.
Hey, Paul.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, sir?
Good.
I'm going to extend that 30 seconds to 45.
Okay. I'll try to answer briefly.
Paul, just for my edification, what's the smallest lot size and the biggest lot size? 'Cause I can't read this. This is too small for me.
In this particular phase?
Yes, sir, in this phase.
That's a good question. I can't read that either.
Ted or Maria?
Maria, can you blow it up? Or Theodore? Let's see if I can make it out. So it looks like it looks like maybe the largest is about 75 to 80 feet in width.
Okay.
And then the smallest, probably in the upper 50s, 56, 58, I think, if I'm seeing these correctly.
Okay.
Anywhere from 53 to 58.
53 to 58. That was close.
That can be garden homes or regular size homes?
Those will all likely be regular sized homes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, anything else, Bill? Anything else? All right.
I'm good.
We've got a motion and a second to approve for final. Please vote.
Motion to approve carries.
Thank you. All right, go to old business. Request to enter the parish right-of-way for 3rd Avenue for the purpose of laying and connecting water and sewer lines. The debtor is Covington Creek LLC. It was Resolution 22-169. Parish Council District Representatives, Honorable Pat Phillips. General location, the property is located on the north side of Hellenberg Road, north of Covington Meadows subdivision in Covington, Ward 3, District 5. The developer is requesting an extension of time to provide required documentation and complete the work. Staff?
Yes, sir. Honorable Commissioners, the above referenced resolution was adopted on December 13th, 2022. The resolution states that the petitioner shall submit all documentation required within 1 year of the date of adoption. Additionally, the petitioner has 2 years to complete all work required on this project. If not completed within 2 years, approval of this work will be voided and petitioner will be required to reapply for permission. The following action is required by the Planning Commission to allow the petitioner to proceed with this project: extend the adoption date to June 11th, 2024, thereby extending the 1 year submittal of documentation to June 11th, 2025, and the completion date to June 11th, 2026. The petitioner, Mr. Kyle Kent, has requested an extension of time to submit the required documentation. See the attached letter dated May 9th, 2024. The Department of Engineering Development has no objection to this extension. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Marone.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. One more time this evening, and if it's okay with you, I'll address both this item and the last item because they're linked. These are requests related to Nature Walk subdivision. Apparently, Mr. Kent was having some difficulty with the water and sewer line extensions that were off-site that have to be brought into the subdivision. Those issues are now resolved, and they have been permitted, but we're out of time. So we would respectfully request the extension of time on the resolution that is here before you now on the utilities entering the right-of-way for 3rd Avenue, and then on the next case, which is the preliminary approval for Nature Walk as well. And I thank you for your consideration. Happy to answer any questions on either at the appropriate time.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Arsaman, I believe you were up and then...
I'm there.
Okay. Well, we lost the number, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just actually going to make a motion to approve the extension for the 1 year.
Okay. Commissioner Gaines.
A second.
Second by Commissioner Gaines. All right, there's no one else that has anything up, so please vote.
Motion to extend for 1 year carries.
Okay. Then we go over to Item 8, which is case 2022-3154-PP, Nature Walk subdivision, developer owner Covington Creek LLC, engineer surveyors Jeff Wilson Engineering LLC, Parish Council District Representative Honorable Pat Phillips. General location, the property is located west of 3rd Avenue, south of Hellenberg Road, north of Interstate 12, Covington, Ward 4, District 5. Developer requesting an extension of time to provide required documentation and complete the work. Staff?
Yes, sir. Honorable Commissioners, the above referenced subdivision received preliminary approval on February 14th, 2023. St. Tammany Parish Ordinance Section 125-200 states should work not commence within 1 year after the issuance of a permit, any subdivision for which approval of the preliminary plan was given by the Planning Commission or its successors in office. No work can thereafter commence unless and until the Planning Commission or its successors in office extends the time thereof. The governing authority need to extend the time for commencement and may require the processing of the same manner to the same extent, including payment of fees hereto in said subdivision where a new proposed development. However, in any case, a work permit must be granted by the parish within 1 year after receiving preliminary approval by the Planning Commission. Otherwise, the development must resubmit for preliminary review and subject to all application requirements and fees. The following action is required by the Planning Commission to allow the petitioner to proceed with this project. Extend a preliminary approval date to June 11th, 2024, hereby extending the 1 year to obtain a work order permit to June 11th, 2025. The petitioner, Mr. Kyle Kent, has requested an extension of time to submit the required documentation. See the attached letter dated May 9th, 2024. The Department of Engineering Development has no objection to this extension. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further comments, Mr. Morone?
No further comments, but happy to answer any questions if there are any.
Okay. Commissioner Gaines.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Gaines to approve. Commissioner Troncoso.
I second.
Second by Commissioner Troncoso. All right, that clears the board, so please vote.
Motion to approve carries.
Thank you. Any new business? Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Yes, motion to adjourn.
Thank y'all. I don't know, it's, hey, that's a pretty short meeting. It's 45 minutes.
Please note the time.